gorgeous Colorado morning. But we're on to chapter 7. Why pursue responsibility? This one's a little bit longer. I apologize, but hopefully it'll be worth it. Here we go. Responsibility is not fun. It is not sexy or adventurous or glamorous or fashionable. It does not guarantee you will be successful or make promises of unimaginable wealth or prestige. It does not make one popular or even liked. On the contrary, the pursuit of responsibility often requires difficult sacrifices and heartbreaking choices. It involves taking actions that are not desirable and often putting the benefit of others before the benefit of oneself. It is almost always easier to try and avoid responsibility or to have others take responsibility for us. If it is easier to avoid responsibility or let others take responsibility for us, why would anyone choose, of their own free will, to pursue a desire to take responsibility for their lives? It is not a choice. It is an innate desire within each of us that cannot be suppressed. Although each of us, as human beings, desire to assume responsibility for the lives we create, the reality is that most of us do not possess the skills and abilities to actually accomplish this feat. Responsibility involves both the ability to accept the consequences for our own thoughts and actions, but also equally involves claiming the thoughts and actions that we take to avoid responsibility as our own as well. For most of us, it proves rather easy to assume responsibility for the successes we create in our own lives, whether it is a good grade in school, or a promotion at work, or a happy marriage and family. However, it proves much more difficult for the majority of us to take credit or to assume responsibility for the negative aspects of our lives. Most of us will almost always have an excuse or multiple excuses as to why we received a poor grade on an exam, or why we were not chosen for the latest promotion, or why our marriage or other important relationships are falling apart. It takes personal strength to admit personal weakness, and yet this is a vital aspect of assuming responsibility for our lives. This inability to assume responsibility leads to mental, physical, and emotional deficiencies. That's important. It is in the most basic terms possible. If a person wishes to be mentally, physically, and emotionally healthy, it is absolutely necessary to be able to assume responsibility for all of one's own thoughts and actions, which will always include both the positive and the negative. Also, in order to become the highest functioning and healthy individual possible, it is necessary for each of us to accept total responsibility for the lives we create. If total responsibility is not achievable, one will experience a deficiency. A deficiency can be explained as the inability of any individual to accept responsibility for the reality they have created. Anytime we offer an excuse or blame someone else for a situation in their own lives, we experience a deficiency. Although deficiencies can range from mild to severe, as long as they are present in our lives, we are functioning at a level below our optimal. Furthermore, our minds, bodies, and even our souls, if we are willing to listen, are automatically programmed from the moment we are born to lead us toward accepting responsibility and to warn us when we take actions to avoid responsibility. Think of telling a lie. When we tell a lie, we are trying to alter our perceived reality in some way by not being truthful. We want the reality we have created to be different in some way. It is probable that just the thought of telling a lie can raise your heart rate a bit and make your breathing a bit more shallow. Maybe your palms feel a little sticky or your temples start to pound. Whatever the physical manifestations that one feels when they are about to tell a lie is a reaction of one's mind and body against the act of trying to create a false reality. Our bodies are trying to tell us not to take this certain action. Don't avoid reality and your responsibility for this reality. Your mind, body, and soul want to be happy, healthy, and content. Your mind and your body want to take responsibility. Think of a time you have accomplished a goal and achieved something for which you have worked diligently, perhaps a promotion at work. After you have received the news that you are the one who's been chosen to fill the new available position, it is highly likely your mind and body react positively as well. This is the reaction of a mind and body that recognizes a situation for which it can take responsibility. In the end, taking responsibility will not only allow one to become a highly functioning individual, but will also allow one happiest, most content, and healthy individual possible. Although all of us will feel stress in our lives, and often this stress seems to be beyond our own control, if one possesses the skills and abilities to deal with this stress and overcome whatever obstacles it presents, the result will not only create more happiness, but also more health for an individual, and most likely success will follow. However, an inverse relationship occurs when one is not able to take responsibility for a certain situation or situations. The negative reactions within the mind and body often create sickness, disease, aches and pains, mental disorders, and even long-term manifestations of certain illnesses caused by stress and mental and physical exhaustion. Alright, chapter 7. Thanks for watching, guys. Be good, be kind, make this world a better place. Take care. God bless.